Alright gang, welcome back to our 100 horsepower challenge on Ostbeck. It is time to harvest our field. It's now January. We jumped a few months as I said we were going to do. Yeah, we're underway here, getting the sorghum all harvested up. So we're going to go around the headland here probably a couple of times like we typically would do. And then, we can kind of go down our more traditional path. Now, I have made one minor upgrade to the farm, something I talked about that we were going to do at the end of the last episode. I got rid of the tent and put down it's basically like a house shed, which you can buy some of those at your local, Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever you might have. I think even Ace has them if you have an Ace Hardware. But anyway, you'll know what I'm talking about when I show it to you. It's pretty nice. So that's going to be our new humble abode as we move forward here on this series. Instead of being in a tent, we've made a slight upgrade. Now, the problem we're dealing with right now is that every month it actually costs us more money than we're taking in, for whatever we have placed down or whatever. It costs us a certain number of dollars. And it's costing us money every month. So that's why we're down to $10,000. It's not really because of what I put down. What I put down did cost some money, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't anything crazy. But we really lost, around $3,000-ish, a little more than that, I guess. Almost $5,000 probably. Between the last episode and this one, from going from month to month. And that's just based off of the fees and things that we incur every month. So we're going to have to figure out ways to get around that a little bit better, if at all possible. Now, I have went ahead and put all of our greenhouses, which we only have 2 currently, I put them all onto selling. A pallet of onions and a pallet of bell peppers have spawned, so we can take a look at those and see what they look like. But they're just going to be on auto selling the rest of the way, all the way forward, unless we decide to utilize them for something else in the future. Production of some sort or anything like that, but I doubt it. So they're all going to be on auto selling, because the price really doesn't fluctuate that much. It's only like a couple $100, so I'd rather just sell them and get the money for it. And I actually went ahead and turned on cucumbers as well. So you can have multiple things running in that greenhouse. It just means the water's going to run out a lot faster. So I've got bell peppers, onions, and cucumbers all being made from both of the greenhouses. Now, ideally, we'd like to buy a third greenhouse, if at all possible, right? We said that before, and we're really going to try to go for it. Hopefully, this episode we can put down the third one, and then we can kind of finish off that area with a little turnaround that I said I was going to do, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, this field isn't as perfect as I was hoping, right? I did cultivate it up, but the cultivator I did really wasn't a deep enough cultivator, so it does still have weeds in it. So it's a little unfortunate, but nonetheless, we're still going to make a decent amount of money off this, I think. Now, when we're done getting rid of all of the harvest here, well, at least a good portion of the harvest, I may put this on a worker for a brief period, maybe not. We'll see what our time looks like. I'd like to try to get rid of a few more of these trees here on the outside edge. We've talked about that a number of times, right? That we want to start working on getting rid of as many of these that it'll let us do. It won't let us get rid of all of them, but some of them, certainly. And we should try to get rid of them and sell them so we can make a little bit more money here today. Now, with it being January, it actually is the best time to sell the sorghum. So I picked the perfect crop to put into this field here. And that's kind of what we're going to have to try to do moving forward, at least. Unless we get some kind of production of some sort, right? Right now, we don't have a silo. We really don't have anything to store any of our crops. So if we can kind of plan it out to, have something that's going to harvest, that's going to be best to sell at that period of time, I think that's actually going to be a really good thing for us. It's going to help us out a lot. Now, this is going to be a bit of a problem here. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to kind of drive the tractor. Bear with me for a minute. I said we were going to try to stay in first-person view the whole time, but this is going to cause us a little mayhem. So let me back this up a little bit and try to find an area where I can put the harvester down a little bit further on the side of the hill here. That way the tractor and the trailer can just drive up next to it, and hopefully we can unload it without any major issues. Like that would be pretty good, I think. I think I can get that through. I was not supposed to do that. I was supposed to run on foot. These are just minor things I'm trying to get better at myself. It's not really like it's a set-in-stone objective, but I said we were going to not jump from piece of equipment to piece of equipment in this series. We're going to do the best we can to try to actually go on foot and drive things where they need to be. So let me hook this up, and before we go over there, I'm going to talk about the things that we did here. So first of all, Here's our bell peppers. I think they're pretty cool looking. They're red bell peppers. I was hoping they were green. Green are my favorite, but I like reds. I like orange, yellows, all of them. It doesn't matter. Bell peppers are my favorite. I talked about that. And then onions are my second favorite, probably. I like making it's not even a jumbo or anything like that, but basically you mix some chicken and a little bit of steak and peppers and onions together. Just kind of mix them together and make food. I love it. It's so good. I could eat that every day. Here's our little house, right? It's a little, basically, it's like a little outdoor like shed. You would probably typically put this in your house, or your house, in the backyard of your house, you know, for whatever you want to make it for. I've seen people, you know, use it as like a craft house or whatever you want to do. But we're going to utilize it as our real house. So that's our real house, gang. And that'll be our house probably for the remainder of the series. There's no reason really for us to upgrade anything besides that, so. I should be in first-person view yet again, and there was not doing it. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. Things are good. I'm getting ready. I think this is the day before, when this comes out, I think it's the day before I leave, I think. I could be wrong, but I think it is. And I'll be out of the country for a couple of weeks, so I'm going to have a very minimal amount of time to be able to answer anything that you say. Unfortunately, before I normally try to reply to you within 24 hours at the max, right? I try to reply whenever I can. Anytime I see YouTube notify me that there's a comment, I try my best, but with being out of the country, I won't have international roaming or anything like that. I'm not paying for that. So the only time I'm really going to have the ability to reply to you for a couple of weeks is if I happen to find Wi-Fi. Maybe some of the places we're staying might potentially have Wi-Fi for me, but I don't know. I don't know for sure, honestly. Just wanted to be upfront with you and honest with you, so if you're like, well, Z's not replying to me, he normally always replies to me. It's not because I don't want to reply to you. I do. I'm out of the country without any internet access, so. Man, our whole land has really changed. The landscape has changed. I think I mentioned that at the end of the last episode, but really it has. I mean, just looking at how many trees there were there and how it was all bunched up, and now it's all open over here. It's completely different. So I'm going to do a second headland pass here, gang. I just think it's for the best here, considering the situation. Now, one thing we always like to do is look in the used market here. I obviously had it pulled up because I was looking between the last episode and this episode when we were in December, because we skipped from November to December, right? I just wanted to make sure there was nothing out there, but I didn't look yet in December, so there's really nothing out there for us. I mean, everything here really... It requires more than 100 horsepower, so there's nothing out there for us, unfortunately. I'm hoping eventually we're going to get some kind of tractor in the used market that is a little bit better than the one we have. Not that I dislike the one we have. I like it. But we could go with one that's a little bit better than that one. We probably wouldn't get rid of this one. There's really no reason to do that unless we're not really utilizing it, but... Once we get another field, whenever that time comes, we will be utilizing that. I can tell you that right now. We will be utilizing that. Now, I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of money off this sorghum here on this field. I'm hoping for it. I just don't expect it. I think we're going to, you know, make a decent amount of money, certainly, but it won't be anything crazy, right? It won't be like if it was soybeans or canola, right? You make a lot of money off of those. Sorghum is fast-growing crop, so you typically don't make that much money off of it because it grows so fast. That field is weeded to hell. Look at that field. Dang, that field is weeded up. That's really the field that really we should be trying to aim for next. I've kind of talked about it a lot already, but I mean, that's the next cheapest one that's a reasonable size, right? So that's really the one we should be focusing on, but I really don't want to buy it when it looks like that. I need whoever owns it to put something in the ground for me, and realistically, to have it all fully fertilized before we buy it. Like, I don't want to I don't want to spend all my money doing that. I want them to do that for me before I buy it. You know what I mean? So it looks like we're going to be able to get all the way around here yet again. There are a few sections I'm missing. I'm going to have to go around and touch up, but that's kind of expected, right? When I'm in first-person view. Kind of expected. I'm not really used to doing it. I'm trying to get better at it. That's the reason why I kind of gave myself these rules or these challenges. And it's not why it's not really in the description as part of the challenge, because it's really not. It's just a challenge for my own self to try to get better at for prepping for FS22. I know it doesn't make that big of a difference, but I want to get better at it. Okay. Bear with me for a minute. I'm going to back up again like this. Now, this is going to be full very, very quickly here. And just like that, it's full. So, we've got to go sell this. Now, I don't know where the best place to sell it. I'm hoping it's our little selling grate, just to save us some time, but I doubt it. I bet it's not. So let's take a peek out here and let's see where we're going. I think the sell everything is our grate, so that ain't it. Yep, that's the grate. It's this one, the 2784. It's the shop. I think we've been there before. I don't know where the grain mill is in comparison. It's only, well, actually, it's a decent amount of difference. It's a lot closer, but I still think we go to the shop. Now, we've been to the shop before. This is where we pretty much have sold everything, with the exception of whenever we sell it to our selling grate that we put down. So we're very familiar over there where this guy is, so I probably won't do a time-lapse of any sort or stay with you while we're going there. I'll probably just do a little bit of a jump cut until we get there, and we'll sell the 1,600 liters and see what we get. I mean, we can kind of figure it out pretty quickly. I mean, it's 2784, so we're going to get just over $3,000, right, for it, so probably closer to $4,000. Still a lot of field left to do, so I'm hoping that will mean that we make a decent amount of money, and hopefully enough to the point where we can consider buying another plot of land. Like I said, if it's this one, we're not buying it yet. It says cultivated, but there's weeds everywhere. There's no way that's cultivated. It was a weeded mess. Anyway, let's get this to the shop. Let's sell it. I'll see you at the shop. All right, we're here. Let's unload this sucker and let's see what we get. Like I said, I'm thinking closer to 4,000. It also hit 9 o'clock, so we made a little bit of money. $4,455. I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be just under 4,000. It was nearly 4.5. That's good, gang. That's real good. This is give us a really good chance here to hopefully make enough money to buy another plot of land soon. So I will see you back at the farm, and we're going to get underway, getting that harvest going. All right, we're back at the shop here, gang. We're carrying on here, making some more money. Should be at 21,000 here. $1,463. Still a lot of field left to get up, gang. So we're gonna be making a lot of trips here back and forth from the field to the shop here and selling it. And we did a bit of a time lapse. It wasn't a super long time lapse or anything like that, but we did do some of a time lapse here. So we're gonna get back to the farm. We'll carry on harvesting, and we'll see where we get to. The harvester is already full, so we're gonna fill this thing up, and it's gonna be pretty full. What I might end up doing on the way back is upgrading the trailer a little bit. This is a lot of trips back and forth. I really don't want to continue to make these trips back and forth. Our harvester is already small enough as it is. It takes long enough as it is because it's so slow. Let's try to get a bigger trailer here. Nothing too crazy, but if I can at least double it, that cuts our trips to the shop and back in half. And I think that's absolutely worth the money, even though we're trying to save money for a field. So, all right, gang. So I went over this tar up thing. It's pretty nice. I've utilized this a long time ago. I think very beginning of the channel, if it was even on this channel. It might have been before I flipped all the farming simulator stuff from my other channel over to this specific channel. But anyway, I have used it. I'm familiar with it. And if it was on this channel, it's been a long time. So we're going to utilize it. It's a decent price. I only ended up having to spend like $4 grand to upgrade to this. And instead of having 1.5, it's got 10,000, I think. Or no, 7,000? I don't know, 8,000, something like that. Regardless, it's a lot. So there's a significant amount of trips, a significant amount less. How do I want to put this? I'm not wording this the right way. I think you get what I'm trying to say, but I'm not really wording this correctly. Oh, boy. Okay. All right, well, that's a problem. I'm glad that I got this one, though, because it's much shorter on the one side, so I can just turn around. As long as I can get to the pipe the other way, I'll be okay. Anyway, it is a much... how did I want to say that? I don't know. You knew what I meant. I don't know how I wanted to say that, but you knew what I meant. So, we're going to carry on here. We got a lot to do still. We got a lot done, but there's still a lot to do, and this trailer is going to help us out tremendously. Basically, one trailer load that we were carrying over there before is all we had to spend to upgrade our trailer to that, and that is going to be plenty sufficient, I would suspect, for most of this series. Maybe late in the series, depending on how long the series goes for. Maybe then, but... with only once a week for now, and eventually probably twice a week when we get closer to a point when another series ends, I think that's going to be more than enough. More than enough for us. Now recall, our goal here is to try to make $250,000 not utilizing the trees for that. The trees really are going to be for, you know, what we've already done, right? Building up the yard, putting down some greenhouses, other things that are going to make us money and or store our equipment. But we're at $17,505 right now. Eventually, like I said, our goal here is to get at least another field here. We would like to have probably 1 to 2 more fields to really feel confident that we're going to succeed in this one. But we could just continue to do this same field over and over again and just keep saving it up and probably get there, but probably wouldn't get there in time before FS22's release. So... man, but I'm loving this series, though. This horsepower challenge type of series, really hard, really difficult. It's a lot of fun trying to figure out how you're going to strategize to get around it and you know, figure out ways to win or succeed, I guess. Lots of fun, man. Lots of fun. Alright, this little section that we always kind of cut off and separate is nearly done here. So you guys know me, I'm not huge into doing multiple time lapses during the same episode. Sometimes you have to, and that's going to be the case here. It's a slow moving process here, harvesting. Obviously, this harvester is slow. 4 mile per hour is not a quick harvester. Now, granted, a lot of harvesters really only go 6 to 8 mile per hour, but still, it's not like it's a quick process. So no matter what I do, it's going to take me a while. And yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to specifically talk about right now. So I feel like it's next best thing for us to do is let's just pop a time lapse in. Let's get this sucker done. And I'll be back with you once the time lapse has been long enough. I don't know for sure if we'll get the whole field done before the time lapse is long, or if it's we still got a lot to do. We'll find out, I guess. I'm gonna go around the headland a third time. I'm just want to do it to be safe here. I am not picking up crop. I just killed some crop. Wonderful. Good job, Z. Good job, buddy. Way to be. Alright, let's go around the headland here a third time, then we're going to do a traditional way, and we'll get this field done, gang. And we'll see where we're at, and we'll see what kind of money we get when we go take this and sell it. All right, we're pulling up here, gang. 5,451 liters was what was remaining. So 68% in here. Not too bad at all. Now this thing, it's heavy. The tractor has a hard time with it, and it's not even giving me the dump area, so I'm hoping I can just dump it in here. If I can't, we're in bigger trouble. I've done that before, and I think it works, but I think it's just something to do with the mod of this tractor. It doesn't realize, because it's not really like you can't you have to I have to dump it myself kind of thing, right? So let's see if I can get this to work here. You know what? Before we do that, let's do a quick save just to be safe, because I can reload it if it goes disastrous. Yeah, it works. Perfect. $15,177 out of that. That's pretty damn good, gang. We're up to $32,879. That is awesome. Off that little tiny sorghum field. That's awesome. I didn't really go at that corner that well, did I? Let me get this turned back around. Here we go. There we go. So, 32,000. That's not enough to buy this field, but we're halfway there, right? So, by the time we get to a point where it's probably time to buy this, we probably will have that amount from the greenhouses and everything else that we might end up putting down. Maybe. Maybe. I should say that. This should be a maybe. But let's head back. I'm going to put down a third greenhouse, because we need to. I said I was going to do that anyway, and we can work on that little area there, get that turnaround done. And then maybe either we start cultivating the field up, or we start working on the trees, or a little bit of both. It just depends on the time. That might wait to the next episode, but at least get part of it going might be the way to go. But let's get the actual greenhouse down and then turnaround done, and then we can make our decision. All right, we're back. I went ahead and put the tractor away and the trailer away for now. We're going to sell the 2 pallets here that we have. Once we get rid of those, and then once we're pretty confident we get rid of all the stumps in this region here, which I think we'll have that idea really pretty quickly here after we put down this greenhouse, we can sell the stump grinder. And if we sell the stump grinder, that's going to be around $22,ish thousand. So you factor all of that in, you're looking more around the 55 range probably. After you count the pallets there, maybe a little bit more than that. So we're really close. We're a lot closer than you might think, just based off of that specific situation alone. Now, can I pick these up? I cannot pick those up. Dang. I was hoping I could. I cannot. But I think if I hook up the little sledge, the sled here, so whatever you want to call it, I said sledge, the sled here, I think I can actually get those to pick up with the sled. Let me give it a shot here, but I think I can. If I can't, well, then we're kind of in trouble a little bit, right? But I think I can. Yeah, I can. Perfect. So it's not a problem at all. Slightly unrealistic there, but not a problem. I'd love to have this field right here. It's ready to harvest right now, so I'd love to have that one, but it's way too expensive. It's like 100 grand. Way too expensive. I'm in a bit of an issue here with this one. Let's see if we can get a little bit underneath it a little bit more, and then that way I can pick it up. There we go. There we go. There we go. So this one won't be worth as much. The peppers were worth a lot, as you saw. We're up to 35,666. This one will be somewhere around the 1,000, just under 2,000 range. High thousands. There you go. Well, it wasn't even high. It was a low thousand. 1,355. I thought it was going to be 1,800, but I was evidently wrong. Very wrong. So, these will be on auto-selling the rest of the way. I just wanted to spawn a few of them just so you can see what they look like in case you haven't sold those before. As I mentioned earlier, they really don't fluctuate all that much. It's a very, very small window of price fluctuation. So I'm not that concerned of losing a couple $100 off of those. I'd rather just sell them outright. I don't want to worry about them that way. And they're just going to constantly make us some money, which is going to be good, right? It'll help pay for some of the overnight fees we get, or the over-month fees we get. So, greenhouses. This is the one we're looking for. I could even potentially try to go this one. That would be an idea. Have the turnaround be right there and stick this back here. It's a bigger one, so it would make us a little bit more money. So that tree's in the way. I don't think I can get rid of that tree. I don't think we own it. So I don't think I can get rid of that tree. Otherwise, I would love to stick it right here. So this would be pretty much here. I don't think I like it. That turnaround's too small. Eventually, we're going to probably upgrade our tractor, I would assume. We really want a bigger turnaround than that, I think. Okay, there's something there, because it's overlapping. See that? That's what I was talking about. See how much smaller this window is here? It should be right around in there, probably. We should be able to place it, but it won't let me place it until I go to here. So that's kind of why I want to make sure that there's nothing there. I mean, I don't see anything, but perhaps there is something there. I'm going to spend a little bit of money here, just painting, to see if we can find it. I mean, I'm certainly not seeing anything. It's actually not costing me anything to paint this, which is very surprising. I wonder what it is then, because there's nothing here. Maybe it's a bird. Every time a bird's in the way, it does that too. Damn birds. I mean, we're going to get rid of most of this anyway. It's going to be a track of some sort anyway, so let me get rid of this stupid bird. Move! If it was that damn bird, I'm going to be so freaking mad. Stupid-ass bird. No, there's something else there. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen anything. I mean, I'm not able to... Okay, well, let me get into the tree stump grinder. Let me just run over that again. Let me make sure there's nothing there. It's going to kind of annoy me to not be able to put it the same distance away, all three of them, because that was really my idea, was to put three of them there all the same distance away from each other. Unless it's just something to do with this field over here or this fence over here, and it's just got a bigger window than it does over here by the building. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm not seeing anything, gang. I think it's just something to do with this hedge fence here. Weird. Well, that might have just ruined my whole plans here. If I can't put that there, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of what I was planning to do down here. Now it makes me think I should go with the... Oh boy, now I've done it. Now I'm on a hill and now I've done it. There we go. I know there were a few times in this episode that I wasn't in first-person view like I was supposed to, even though I talked about it earlier in the episode. I'm sorry. I got distracted doing other things, and I kind of just slipped my mind. Yeah, that's too far away. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's way too far away. I mean, that is significantly farther away. So, the other option is to go back to this, right? I mean, I could do this one, I guess, down here. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. I mean, it's the same thing, it's just the turnaround's in a different spot. Okay, well, we're gonna go with it. I don't love it. I really don't. It's not my favorite, but we're gonna go with it anyway. We'll make it work. We always do. I can fix that up once I move that here in a minute. Okay, so we want to kind of have this go the whole distance here. And then this area could be more of a full, you know, splash and dash of paint here. Or dirt, in this case. Right? Something like that. Again, not perfect, but it'll work. We're going to call that good enough for me. So let's go get that water tank filled up with some water, and we'll get that one going. And 3 greenhouses are complete, just not exactly how I wanted them. It's unfortunate. You got to make do with what you can do, though, right? Nothing I can do about it at this point. I'm going to get the water tank filled up multiple times. I'll get that greenhouse filled to the brim. We'll turn it on. Okay, it's all filled up, gang. All of them are filled up to the max. I switched them all kind of back to specifics. So the cucumbers are in the far back. The bell peppers are steered the closest one to us, and the onions are in the middle there. And yeah, things are going well here, gang, but we're going to leave the episode there. We're going to leave the rest of it for the next one, doing the cultivating, re-drilling, all that good stuff. We'll do that in the next episode. And yeah, we'll see where we get to. We're at 32,000 currently after spending a little bit of money. Things are going well, and those greenhouses should absolutely help us moving forward. We should make a lot of money off of those. So I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Would have loved to have the third one be kind of here and then have the turnaround where this one is, but we made it work, right? We made it work. So hope you enjoyed it. I'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. If you did, it's free and it absolutely helps me out more than you could possibly know. Thanks so much to those of you that may have came to my other channel and hit the subscribe button on that. I did hit 1,000 on that, so thank you very much for that. And until next time, I'll catch you all in the next episode.